Shalom, Kohalayim La, Avanawi Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth in the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. I'm back here with another lesson. Lord willing, is edifying to the hopeful elect. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakathum. To you, sincere, I give them walk with you, and sincere shalom to you, brothers out there pushing this truth down the highways and the byways and through the YouTube lessons, man. Shalom to you all. Lord willing, is to be edifying and exhorting to the elect. All right, so without further ado, I want to get into it, to the nitty gritty. So, the title of the lesson is "For That Day Is Great, and There's None Like It." Jake would trust in Esau before hearkening to the prophets. Jake will trust in Esau before hearkening to the prophets. When you hearken to the prophets, you're ultimately hearkening to the Lord. And Jake refuses to do so. And that's why he's going to pay a hefty price come the day of judgment, come the day of the Lord's wrath. Right? So anyway, I wanted to play a YouTube video, fair use under the Fair Use Copyrights Act of 1976, for public information. And this video will be used for the purposes of education, teaching, news reporting, criticism, etc. This video also will not be monetized, just in case. So let's go to it. This video been floating around lately, so watch this. Old Uber driver Jake, confessions of an Uber driver. They all know something. One moment. Give me one moment. I'm sorry. Just bear with me a moment. Salaki again. Niggas be tripping. All right, so let's play the video. Okay. Matter of fact, I don't know. Let me do this real quick. Make sure this thing is, you can hear the audio. Great. So now we're good. We're all set. So let's do this. Paranoid, boy. All right, there we go. All right. Want to make sure.
I pick my passengers up, I let them talk. And if it involves me, I'm going to jump in it. This one didn't involve me. This is that one time I'll jump right in on the conversation. And I think y'all might want to stick around and hear this motherfucker through. I picked up an elderly white couple in their mid to late 70s. Well, the fuck to do all. When I say well to do all, we ain't talking hundreds of thousands. I'm pretty sure in the upper millions. Trust me on this shit here. They were here in New Orleans conducting business. In other words, getting rid of businesses that they own. Finalizing that shit.
So basically, what this couple was doing, they were liquefying their assets. Let's go to that word liquefying. So here we go. So this is what it means to liquefy your assets. I spelled it a little wrong. Who gives a fuck? Then. It says liquefying assets refers to the process of converting assets into cash or cash equivalents quickly and easily. Liquid assets are those that can be easily sold or traded without significant loss in value, such as cash, stocks, and bonds. In contrast, non-liquid assets require more time and effort to convert into cash, often resulting in a loss of value during the process. Maintaining liquid assets is crucial for financial flexibility, especially in emergencies, as they allow for quick access to funds without substantial penalties. All right, so basically they're liquefying their assets. All right, they're getting the cash, they're selling their shit off, getting cash and dipping. They selling off everything that's here in America that they own. So pretty much that's what they were doing. I just want to say that. Which is smart from a financial standpoint, but you're still gonna die. You're going to slavery because he said they were Edomites. So
On their way to California, I just dropped them off the airport to finalize the last properties they own in this country. How do I know? They on there talking to their daughter. She's in London on her way to Canada to dispose of whatever business they got going on out there. So now Unc is a little curious. I'm curious as a motherfucker. So I just asked and listen, I don't want to get in y'all business, but is something going on? I said, I know we talking about the war and all of this, and I hear y'all flying around getting rid of stuff. The wife didn't say nothing, but she looked at her husband, he looked at her. The man told me, he said, listen, all I can tell you is this here. Just get you and your family together. I said, sir, listen, I hear this on TikTok.
And that's all part of our prophecy. You know, the Lord told us this. See, the Lord told us to get our family together. The Lord told us to set our house in order. All right. But when we say it, nobody wants to listen to us. But when an Edomite tells a Jake this, everybody listens. We told everybody that Yahweh Shai is a so-called black man. Right? But nobody wants to hear us. They want to still believe on sweet baby Jesus. Right? But then when Putin, a so-called white man, releases a few icons, one of the icons he releases that is Yahweh Shai, and he looked like a so-called black man in the picture that he released. This happened maybe 4 years ago. Now everybody, they in an uproar over it. But when we said it, nobody wanted to hear. But when Putin said it, now everybody believed. Jake believes now. Come on, man. That shit don't make no sense. How long our apostles been out here in the highways and the head just saying a time like this is coming? All these damn movies that are predictive programming, Leave the World Behind, Civil War, Bushwick, Homestead. I haven't watched it yet. It's an old movie, but I know it's about the mark of the beast, and Lord willing, I will watch it soon. But Demolition Man, The Matrix, you know, all these subliminal movies about end time, about how things will be operating during the last days. Um, it's so many more. Uh, that movie Will Smith was in, y'all know which one it is. I forget the name all the time. The Book of Eli, etc. But nobody wants to listen to us, man. Everybody wants to do their own damn thing. Nobody want to hear the mouth of the prophets. The purge, all the purges, especially that first purge, right? So anyway, let's play it again.
And he looked at her. The man told me, he said, listen, all I can tell you is this here. Just get you and your family together.
Which we've been, like I said, we've been saying this, man. Let's grab a precept concerning that. Matter of fact, let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 14. All right, we say that all the time, but nobody wants to hearken to the words of the Lord. All right, because ultimately anything coming out of our mouths is the words of the Lord. We preach straight from the Bible. We don't lean on our own understanding. All right, we do not lean on our own understanding. And we'll start up here at 6. It's gonna be a little lengthy starting there, but I don't give a fuck. Um, or 5, and told him many wondrous things, and shewed him the secrets of the times and the end, and commanded him, saying, now that reminds me back in the Old Testament, I believe it's either Malachi or Micah, the 3rd chapter and the 7th verse, the 6th or the 7th verse, no pun intended. But where the Lord said he showed his secrets uh to the prophets, man, to his servants, the prophets, right? So when you keep going, it says, so we have been shewed these secrets. The Lord has revealed these things to us, like things of him, knowing his name, right? Knowing with the people, understanding the future, prophecy. It says, these words shalt thou declare, and these shalt thou hide. And now I say unto thee, that thou lay up in thy heart the signs that I have shewed, and the dreams that thou hast seen, and the interpretations which thou hast heard. For thou shalt be taken away from all, meaning you're going to be saved. And from henceforth thou shalt remain with my son, Yahushua, and with such as be like thee until the times be ended. So we're going to be protected in that day. It says, for the world has lost its youth, and the times begin to wax old. Now, why is the world losing its youth? Because of Esau. Right? The world is waxing older. All right, it's waning. Why? Because of Esau, the wicked are bearing rule. So the earth is mourning, man. As Isaiah 24. All right, and Proverbs 29 and 2. So it says, for the world has lost its youth, and the times begin to wax old. For the world is divided into 12 parts, and the 10 parts of it are already gone, and half of a 10th part. So this is the time where Ezra's, all right, this is during the time of Ezra. So it was about 10,000 years in to the earth's creation at this point. And that's what he was saying. And right now we're around 13,000 to 15,000 years in, give or take. All right, we're about 12 to 14. I wouldn't even say 15, 12 to 14,000 years in, give or take, of the world's creation, according to this math here. Right, because when he said this, he was in something BC. I forget what it was. But he was in something BC. Let me see. Something BC. Uh, So it was about 400, 500 BCE. So about 4 or 500 BCE. All right. So that makes sense. Okay. So about 4 to 500 BCE. Okay. 4 to 500 BCE. So if that's 4 to 500 BCE, so say about 500 some years later, then you got Yahweh's birth. Now we're in the AD era. All right. So you add about, give or take, we're about 2,000 plus years into this Yahweh era. So that's about 2,500 to 2,600. So 2,500 to 2,600 years later after he wrote this. So yeah, the earth is about 12 to 14,000 years old, like I said. So it's definitely more so in between that 12 to 13. Okay, so yeah, pretty much. So anyway, let's go back. It says, "And there remaineth that which is after the half of the 10th part. Now therefore set thine house in order." We always say this, man. Now, how do you set your house in order? You don't set it in order by stocking up carnal goods. You set it in order by repenting. Repenting to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. The Lord said, "Repent ye therefore and be converted. That way you will be healed." That's how you get your house in order. You have faith in the Lord, because the Lord said in Hebrews 11:6, it is impossible to please him without faith. All right, you build yourself up in his truth and fear the Lord, and therefore you will receive wisdom and knowledge and understanding, and that will keep you stable in these brutal days to come. But unless you do that, you are not setting your house in order. All right. So it says, "Now therefore set thine house in order." That's what the Edomite basically was telling him. Set your house in order. But he meant it in a different way. He meant it in carnally prep for survival. But here it is. We're telling you to spiritually prep, because none of your carnal means are going to save you in that day. We say it all the time because it's facts. None of that shit is going to save you in that day, because it just matters. Only thing that matters in that day, it don't matter how many goods you store up, how many food, canned goods, water you store up, all right, how many water sources you store up, right? Power sources, which if it's an EMP attack, that shit won't matter, all right? A generator won't fucking matter to an extent, depending on which kind, how old it is. But what you call it? What else won't matter? How many bullets and ammo you got won't matter. Your combat knowledge won't matter. Whether you could fucking do Muay Thai, boxing, BJJ, don't fucking matter in that day. Only thing that will matter in that day is if you were favored by the Lord or not. That's it. And all you niggas he talking about, we're gonna go back to the video. He get further into the video. He's talking about, dude should have a minimum 6 months. I'm gonna have a minimum 2 years. Thank you. Some elect members are gonna come upon your stuff after you long gone, bitch. So please do that, so the Lord can send us your way. Anyway, it says, "Now therefore set thine house in order, and reprove thy people." And that's what we're doing. We're reproving our people. We're correcting them. But Jake doesn't want to hearken to us, but they will hearken to the enemy before they hearken to us. It says, "Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption." And we are comforting those who are in trouble. The hopeful elect is in trouble, man. All right. Those who are just of the congregation, they're in trouble. Brothers, we're in trouble. Sisters, you're in trouble. And we're here to comfort each other every day through this word. The word is the comforter. Scriptures say that. This word is the comfort. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find that. It's also in the Apocrypha. So just bear with me a moment. I don't know where that's at. Second, just here though. Find another precept though. Let me see what this is at. Slovakia. I don't know. I don't know where it's at. Fuck it. I don't remember where it's at. It's in the Apocrypha while they on here on fucking Google playing. But basically it says the word is a comfort. All right. So it comforts us. All right, matter of fact, let me try that. Man, fuck you. Fuck Google. All right. Anyway, we're gonna go past it, but I couldn't find it, but it's in the Apocrypha. If a brother know what I'm talking about, just put it in the comments. I'm gonna keep going, keep it rolling. So here we are in the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 15 and verse 3. With the bread of understanding shall she feed him. And this goes with Matthew, the fourth chapter, and it also goes with the book of Job. All right, with the bread of understanding she shall feed him and give him the water of wisdom to drink. All right, so that's going to be your food and water. The true food and water, the true bread, the true water is this wisdom and knowledge and understanding. All right. And if you don't possess that, you're not going to make it. If you don't possess that, you will not make it, man. I don't care who you think you are, how macho you think you are. If you do not possess that, you aren't going to make it, man. And that's just the point. That's as plain as I could get it, man. You will not make it if you do not possess the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of these scriptures. All right, and that's just facts. All right, so we'll keep it going. So at going back at verse 13, now therefore set thine house in order and reprove thy people, comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. We are renouncing corruption, man. Every day we renounce corruption in our daily lives. When we go on the highways and the hedges, we're renouncing corruption, rebuking demons, etc. Let go throw the mortal thoughts. And these are mortal thoughts. Dude is worried about, you about to see further along into the video. I gotta get these supplies and blah blah blah. Mortal thoughts, man. No, there's nothing wrong with doing that. It's better to have something and not need it than to need something and not have it. But putting your trust in that, that's a whole nother ball game. Cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature, and he's still weak. He still ain't put off no weak nature, and he still has the burdens of man on. What did Apostle Paul say? All right, when men go off to war, all right, when men are at war, they care not about the affairs of this life. All right. They don't care about the affairs of this life. So we forget these mortal thoughts. We cast off the burdens of man. Why? Because we're at war. You can't be weak in nature when you're at war. All right, it says, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. And we keep telling you this, man. Greater evils are coming. Greater evils are coming. You think you saw something, Jake, but Jake, you ain't seen nothing yet. It's gonna get worse. It's gonna get even worse, believe it or not. Right. So anyway, let's move on. Let's go back to the video.
I said, sir, listen, I hear this on TikTok. I hear it all the time. I said, I know prices are going high. That man said, this ain't got nothing to do with prices. Just get your families in line. If you can, try to put things together to manage at least a minimum of 6 months to take care of you and your family. So I said, is it going to be that serious? That man told me.
A minimum of 6 months. That's not going to save you. All right, that's not going to save you. Let's go here. Proverbs 11, okay. Proverbs 11 and verse 4, riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivered from death. All right, so riches don't profit in the day of wrath. And what is going to be viewed as riches when all hell breaks loose? Food, guns, bullets, water. If it's not an EMP attack, or even if it is some type of power source, light source, women. All these things are going to be seen as riches in the day of, all hell breaking loose, because the dollar is going to completely be collapsed by that point. So that won't matter, So what's going to matter is these certain essential items that I just listed off. So, but those items, they're not going to profit you in the day of wrath. But righteousness, being of the elect, being chosen, it will deliver you from death. It will deliver you. But Jake don't want to hear all that, right? Jake don't want to hear all that. All right. There's a reason why in Matthew 6, the scriptures say, store not your treasures upon earth, but store it up in heaven. You store it on earth, it can be corrupted. Jake is relying on mammon, right? Like they also say in Matthew, you can't serve two masters. You can't serve God and mammon. And mammon is the money. You can't serve that. You can't put your hope and trust into that. All right, the scriptures say, cursed is man whom trusteth in man. And if you're putting your trust in carnal things, you're trusting in man. All right, because carnal literally is the same as man. It's the same meaning, same thing. So cursed is man that trusteth in man. All right. So you're cursed if you put your trust into this BS. You have to put your trust into Yahweh by Shemi Awashai, because at the end of the day, you could put all your trust into this BS, and this takes place right here. Isaiah 65. You really could start it up here at verse 8. Thus saith the Lord, as the new wine is found in the cluster, and one saith, destroy it not, for a blessing is in it, so will I do for my servants' sake, that I may not destroy them all. So the Lord is not going to destroy his servants. He's going to protect his servants so all of the Israelites won't perish. All right, because remember what it says in Isaiah 1, we will be like unto Sodom and like unto Gomorrah if the Lord didn't save us a remnant. And I will bring forth the seed out of Jacob and out of Judah, an inheritor of my mountains, meaning of the kingdom, and mine elect shall inherit it, and my servants shall dwell there. And Sharon shall be a fold of flocks in the valley of Achor, or Achor, or Achor, or Acre, a place for the herds to lie down in, for my people that have sought me. And we're seeking the Lord. But if you don't seek the Lord, you're through. It says, but ye that have Slakia, but ye are of they that forsake the Lord, and that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number. And this guy would be classified in this scripture, under that scripture. Therefore will I number you to the sword. So if you're not hearkening unto the Lord, you're still going to be numbered to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. All right, you're still going to be subject to the slaughter, meaning you're still going to be subject to death. And on top of that, this could also go into being threatened with death if you don't take the MOTB, and y'all going to just fold and take the MOTB. You're still going to be numbered to the slaughter. Because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes. And where else do you see this at? In Proverbs, the 1st chapter, starting at 20 on down. And did choose that wherein I delighted not. Therefore thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. Right? So, listen, if you're not serving the Lord, you're going to be hungry regardless of what you stock up. You're going to be thirsty regardless of what you stock up. You're going to be ashamed regardless of what you stock up. You're going to be sorrowful of heart. You're going to be in a house of mourning and howl for a vexation of spirit regardless of what you stock up carnally, if you do not serve the Lord and hearken unto the Lord. So at the end of the day, if you're not serving the Lord, you're fucked. That's it. You're fucked. All right? Isaiah 33:6 say, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. So that means the only stable people on the planet Earth in that day will be the men of Yahweh by Shemi Awashai. The rest of you are going to bug the hell out. This Jake, he's going to he already bugging the hell out. He tied 6 months. I said, I'm going to say 2. I'm going to say 2 years. He already bugging out. Look at the nigga, man. He already looked bugged out. So, yeah, Jake better get right. This is setting your house in order, truly. So here we go.
Me, what's your worst nightmare? What's the worst thing you ever thought could happen to you? That's what I can't think offhand. He said, anything that you ever thought was the worst could happen to you, put that 10 times that amount. He said, listen, I don't tell you these things to scare.
We know this. Right, so now we get to what the title of the lesson was all about. Let's go to Jeremiah 30. Start at verse 5. Go down to 7. But thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. And then he was like, do man have children? When you read another translation, the answer to that is no. It's a rhetorical question. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces turn into paleness? So men are, in fetal positions, bitching up pretty much. And this ain't talking about just This obviously your regular men gonna be bitching up, but this is talking about your so-called mighty men, these niggas who do all the martial arts, these bulky buff ass niggas, or these skinny niggas who just real good at the martial arts, niggas who in the gym benching 1,000 pounds and shit, squatting 1,200. You know what I'm saying? I'm over exaggerating, but some people might be able to do that shit. But yeah, bro, we talking about your mighty men. These niggas are gonna be like women in that day. Yeah, bitching up, especially when they implement that chip. I'm gonna free my family, pussy ass niggas. All right, and all faces turn to paleness goes back into fear, trembling, as the Lord said in the verse above. They're gonna be very affright. It says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." Who's the he? The elect. The elect. And there's never been a day like Jacob's trouble. It's great, and there's never been a day like it. When you go to Daniel 12, right? Let's slide there. Daniel, the 12th chapter, in the first verse. We always bring that out. And at that time shall Michael stand up. Think about how bad the times have to be where Micah Yalla, the archangel, has to protect us, man. The chief angel, the chiefest angel under Yahweh Shai, has to stand up and protect us. The angel of war. The great prince was standing for the children of thy people. Just think about how bad it has to be for that to happen, for that to be necessary. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time, thy people, the elect, shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book, which is the elect. The elect are the only ones that will be found written in the book. So it's going to be such a terrible time. It's going to be a time that no nation under heaven, no slavery can compare to, and that never happened to anybody under heaven. Over the course of the whole earth's existence, a time this treacherous has never taken place in Esau's pre-predictive programming movies or programmed movies. It doesn't even do it any justice. It doesn't even do it any justice. All right, it says, "And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt." Now, the ones that are waking up from the dust to everlasting life will be elect members who perished, who were put to death, who died as a martyr, who died in the faith, being risen up, which that goes to 1 Thessalonians, the 4th chapter, if I'm not mistaken, where that took place. All right, the resurrection of the just, meeting the ones who are still alive and remaining in the heavens and the chariots. All right, because they're going to be risen up first, and then you're going to have those who risen up to everlasting shame and contempt, which is going into the kingdom of heaven, the 2/3 coming back through the loins, and the rebellious Israelites around the world coming back through the loins of the elect. And they're going to be, for a very, very long time, they're going to walk around with their heads down. And even the times when those years pass where they're done walking around with their heads down and ashamed of themselves, they're still going to have their everlasting shame and contempt about them, because you're still going to have that spiritual marking, like, yeah, you was a 2/3, or you was a rebellious Israelite that had to perish. You was one of those. It's going to be a very distinct difference. Everybody going to be well off to do amongst our nation and the kingdom. There won't be no struggling Jake, but at the end of the day, there will be a distinct difference between the 144,000 and the rest of the elect and the 2/3 in rebellious Israelites around the world. The 2/3 Israelites that died in America and the rebellious Israelites around the world. There will be a distinct differential in the kingdom. You will tell the difference. Even though everybody's going to be well off to do, you will tell the difference. You will be able to. Major difference. All right, so anyway, let's go back.
Dare you. And I don't want you to be afraid, because there's no reason to be afraid. What's going to happen is going to happen.
Well, if you don't fear the Lord, you should definitely be afraid. You should definitely be afraid if you don't have the fear of the Lord. That's why the Lord told us to persuade men knowing the terror of the Lord, because we know the terror of the Lord. So we're trying to persuade you through the fear of the Lord. We're fear-mongering you. We're righteously fear-mongering you. A lot of people call us fear-mongers like that's a wicked thing. Fear-mongering is not wicked. It's how you do it and the cause of it that's wicked. And we're doing it for righteousness' sake. We're fear mongering you into turning to the Lord. And y'all still don't want to turn back. So why does it matter anyway? Y'all just gonna face the judgment. Just face the judgment. Taste the rainbow. How about that?
Now I'm listening to this man telling me this shit. And he said, but sit your ass, just get you and your family in line. So I'm telling everybody out here, some shit is going on. Because these people here trust.
Oh, no shit, Sherlock. Where the fuck you been at? Under a rock?
And believe me, if y'all would have saw, you know I'm not bullshitting about these. These motherfuckers is.
You're not, look, he's already bugging out. All hell ain't even broke loose, and the nigga bugging out already. Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. He doesn't possess the strength of salvation. The strength of salvation is the wisdom and knowledge. And how do you obtain that? Well, what did it say at the end? The fear of the Lord is our treasure. That's how you obtain that. So you have to fear the Lord. Through fearing the Lord, you're going to get wisdom and knowledge. And through having wisdom and knowledge, possessing that from fearing the Lord, you now possess the strength of salvation. That's what's going to keep us all stable in the time of Jacob's trouble from bugging out. Look at this nigga. He already bugging out. He's scared. What they say, the eyes, Chico, they never lied. The eyes, Chico. Look at this nigga eyes. That nigga is petrified, man. All faces turn paleness, and we ain't even there yet. This nigga petrified. Look at this nigga, man. Look at this nigga. Petrified. He bugging out and we ain't even there yet.
Up there some fucking way. I don't know what the fuck they do. But I do know they getting rid of shit for a reason. And when that man told me a minimum of 6 months to get my shit lined.
Nigga talking about he getting rid of shit for a reason. Well, we've only been out there on the highways and hedges telling you for all these years what the fuck it is. We're still telling you today. Because shit ain't happened yet. We still telling you today. Jake don't want to hearken. That's why you're going to have to taste the rainbows in 2nd Ezra 9 and 13 or 9 and 12. All right, where you're going to have to die a painful, brutal death to understand what it really is. All right.
For that little time, guess what? A minimum of 2 motherfucking years. My shit is going to be lined up. I don't give a fuck if you call me paranoid or hallucinating. I'm following motherfucking suit, and I think y'all need to do the same thing.
Jake will only hearken if an Edomite tell him something. I'm following motherfucking suit, and I suggest y'all do the same thing. But when we saying the same thing, and we're giving you we're telling you what's gonna happen. So that Edomite didn't even tell you what's gonna happen. The nigga just said, get your family right and set up a minimum of 6 months of resources so you can survive. He didn't even tell you what was gonna happen. We're telling you what's going to happen. He didn't even tell you what was going to happen. We're telling you what's going to happen. And then we're telling you how to survive it. And we're telling you what to do when you face death in that day, if you face death in that day. And guess what? It all goes back to trusting in Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. We're telling you all of this, man. We're telling you how America is going to end up as a fucking desert land, where only desert creatures will dwell. But you don't want to follow suit to the Lord, but you'll follow suit behind a fucking Edomite who's also going to perish. They're well off to do. They're up in the high millions. That ain't shit. Because them niggas ain't elites. That's for sure. The elites got trillions and billions and trillions. They're up there in the high millions. Well, they gonna die too if they got bunkers elsewhere. Because if you're in a bunker, you're well off to do it. You might find yourself in a bunker, even if you're not an elite, but you got hella money. You're in another country. Amos 9. Jeremiah 16 and 16. Bitch, we coming. You ain't gonna be safe from that. Bitch, we coming regardless. So you still ain't gonna make it. Look at Jake, man. Bug the hell out. I'm following suit, so I suggest you do the motherfucking same thing. Listen, man. Putting your trust in these carnal things will not save you. When you put your trust in carnal things, like I said earlier, trusting in man, and cursed be man and trusted in man. And also, when you putting your faith in these carnal things, you're basically trusting in Egypt. And what did Isaiah 31 say? Woe to those that go down unto Egypt for help. So you're through, man. You're done. You are done. Dunzo. And nigga, you damn too late. We in year 250 of Babylon the Great. On average, average lifespan of an empire is 250 years. And I don't think it's ever been a documented time where an empire lasted longer. Let me see. Has there ever been an empire that lasted past 250 years? See what Google tell me. Yes, there's been empires that lasted past 250 years. Okay, so let's see which one they say, because it's already going off. So they say yes, there's been empires that lasted past 2,250 years. Notable examples: the Roman Empire lasted approximately 1,500 years, from 27 BC to 1453 AD. No, no, and no. You're right, but you're wrong. All right. The Western Roman Empire, which is when the Edomites were ruling, did not last that long. All right, because around I want to say around 300, 200 to 400 AD, Jake took over and was ruling till around this time. So that was the Byzantine Empire is what you're talking about here, when Jake was ruling. And that wasn't really even like an empire. We talking about a big, massive empire, because the Byzantine, that's simple. That's small fry. Even though we was ruling that's small fry. All right, so this is wrong. This is what should have been in replace of that. All right. So the Roman Empire did not last past the fuck they talking about. All right. But anyway, it says extended its rule for over 600 years. The Ottoman Empire, that's irrelevant. I'm talking about a major empire. Even if that's true, that's irrelevant. Right? Because I don't know too much about the Ottoman. Bullshit. Bullshit. So anyway, it went off on this. This is small fry right here, because this is when Jake was ruler in the Dark Ages. I don't know too much about the Ottoman Empire, but I do know of it and know. And then this is clearly small fry, man. All right, so listen. No empire, according to this shit, according to this BS, no empire has ruled past 250 years. None. No major empire. Forgive me, I'll say that. No major empire has done it. So let me look up. Has there been a major? See what it gives me. Here they go. It's the same shit. So no major empire has survived that long. All right, no major empire where it was actually considered an empire, where they had dominion over the whole earth. No major empire. So America, come July the 4th of this year, will meet its 250th year. Officially. Technically, we're still in year 250, 249. But officially, in July the 4th, it'll be year 250. And no empire, no major empire has lasted that long. None. So let's see. Let's see how it goes. Lord willing, man. So I'm in the lesson off there. You know, I got to handle a few things. So I do hope and pray that this is edifying. I didn't get to all the scriptures I had in mind, because they highest key, they fled my mind. So I don't remember what I was going to get into other side of this. It's just through the spirit. But yeah, things are going to get pretty bad out there. Cannibalism's coming, more pestilence, more civil unrest. All right, men are going to be afraid for the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Jake may think they're ready, and they may think they know how to get ready, but they clearly don't have a clue what the hell is going on. And we are in 2026. If you don't know that all hell is going to break loose in 2026, if you don't know that this system is going to collapse in 2026, you are already done. Lord willing, this is edifying. Call Lam La, Manawa Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who have taught us all this truth in the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. And until next time, Abba Bo, Kwam Yasharala Gadol, Abadium Lababo, Hagadol, Yahweh Mahar, Wahabathum. And until next time, I would like to say unto you all, Shalom. One more day into the Passover. Don't be like Jake. Get your mind truly right. All right? Get your mind truly right with the Lord. Don't be like this guy, because we're coming into some very dangerous times. Seriously. We're already in it. So, while Jacob is out here playing, Salakia, don't be playing. All right? Shalom, shalom.